gotta sit up. Fix her face.
No, she feels a hair and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
It is? She got a beard.
30 seconds.
I feel God's gonna do something. Weed.
And it smells.
Welcome once again to Transform Health and Fitness Ministries weekly show on health and fitness. My name is Kelvin Coach Moore. They call me the coach, and I'm here. I'm excited to be here another week to talk about what the exciting things that we're going to share today. I've got one of our facility in-house trainers here as well, Denise, and then we also have another special guest, but she's also a part of the administrative team. We couldn't get any guests this week. They were all on vacation, I believe. But at the same time, we'll be right back at you in the weeks to come with some phenomenal guests talking about a number of things, again, all pertaining to health and fitness. And again, in the middle, we have here Miss Denise Davis, Cheryl Denise Davis, 6-time pro champion, and she's here. We're going to be having some discussions. Denise, say hello to the listening and viewing audience.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome. And beautiful. And then we also have with us, do you want me to call you Reverend, or I can call you Vivian?
You can call me Vivian.
I call you Viv, or I can call you. We have Reverend Vivian Akuku, who is not only part of the Team Transform, but a phenomenal client. Vivian, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Good to be here today.
Beautiful. And again, we have these two stunning, beautiful women, and as you'll probably see as the program goes on in the background, we have both a banner, but we have this poster that reflects last Saturday, which was our 2nd year anniversary celebration that we had at the Hilton. And we had a group of phenomenal women who came out, men and women, but the picture notes the beautiful women that were there. And it was an exciting time that we had. We're headed into our 3rd year now, and we're just excited about what's happening. So we got some things up and coming, some things coming up down the road. We got some fairs, some seminars, and some other things. Denise, why don't you start us out, or talking to our viewing audience today about some of the things that you have in store. Start with your June 22nd, and then some of the other things that you've got in store that you're thinking about to do to both bless yourself and the community.
Actually, I want to start with this event. It was so awesome. Whoever didn't come, buy your tickets now for next year. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. Right now, I'm just still enjoying training and getting to know the clients that are there, and me teaching them as well as they're teaching me so many things as far as what their needs are, and balancing out what the expectations of the facility are. And June 22nd, training, getting focused, nervous. Someone asked me the other night, are you nervous? I said, a little bit, more so because of what I don't know and what I anticipate. And June 22nd will be the first pro show that I will be doing. And when I explain it to people, it's kind of going from collegiate level football to actually playing in the NFL.
Good analogy.
And the women that I got the opportunity to meet who are professionals, who have competed, they just have this unbelievable focus. They're gifted in what they do, and they are determined. So it's a whole different ballgame.
And how about, I know you and Vivian been discussing something about this project of you doing this speaking or starting this women's group, or is that something that can be disclosed now? Or?
That's my heart. I have been working with women all of my life, whether it was in corrections, as a person in state corrections as well as federal level. And it's more to give back to the community because I want women to be healthy. One of the comments I always receive, I'm 52 years old and I look like, and the reality is people can grow and change in their lives, health, their heart healthiness, how they think about themselves, their spirit. They can grow in that. And so I'm looking at learning to give back in workshops and trying to, I'm smiling, trying to get women to get back to those basics of just being a woman and respecting themselves and understanding that they are the cornerstone of any community.
That's right.
And I think that's important. I think sometimes we take that for granted.
And that's phenomenal because again, and I've overheard some of the conversations and even shared with some of the conversations that they're going to be putting together some projects that's going to be doing seminars, blessing women on both health and wholeness. Again, Denise's presentation will allow you to see the difference between the trophies and the testimony, because the trophies, she went on stage, but the testimonies is winning souls. And so it's a combination of the two. They're both about winning. And you know, you're going to hear more about that to come. And Vivian, just tell us a little bit about the listening audience. You've been on our show before,
Yes.
but a little bit about yourself and what you're aspiring to do that's very recent and up and coming.
Well, I believe that the women need to know that they are the total package at Transform. Myself, I am the owner of Eve Cosmetics, but I want to say something about the anniversary as well, because it was just so beautiful, fantastic. It's unbelievable. And the women were so happy. And I just want to say to the women that is listening to the show today that we just thank you all for coming. Thank you for being yourself. Thank you for the testimonies. We really, really love you at Transform. And just, you know, realize that you are the total package. I'm just so happy to be here today, Coach. And I just want to thank you for, you know, allowing me to come this afternoon to be with you all. What we're doing right now is we're working with the women on them not only spiritually, but for them to know that they can come in and really work on not only themselves spiritually, but work on their bodies so that they can obtain healthier bodies, and because it's a mind, body, and soul experience that Transform. So this is what we're really pushing at Transform, and realizing what's really good about Transform is that we are a family.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about family. It's a bond there that will just last until, you know, just last till the end of time. That bond is very strong at Transform. So that's what I want them to know about Transform.
Beautiful. And again, you know, we're going to hear more from both Vivian and Denise on things that they're going to accomplish on their journey and do. And it's just a wonderful thing that they keep reflecting on this year's anniversary event. What a multicultural, diversified effect of the people in attendance. Hong Kong, Korea, the Philippines, Africa, Jamaica, Italy, Haiti, and Israel. And if you ever come to our facility, you'll see all the flags that are posted and hung in the background. And this is just an idea that started when one client brought in a flag and I hung it up, and then all the other clients just kind of followed suit and said, I want my country represented in your facility. And it's just been phenomenal. I know that Denise talked about June 22nd. I just want to throw this piece in because that show for Denise is a world championship, which means Denise is already a pro, a very established pro, but if she wins that show, she becomes now a world pro, a world champion. And I think it's something that needs to be highlighted and noted in many of our social media presentations within the media, within our community. So that's the phenomenal thing that's happening with that. Tell us how your training is going, Denise, and you know what's going on and how you're sticking to the meal plan. Meal plan. Yeah. Because I am. I'm sticking to mine.
With goodie bags. I am. I'm not where I want to be, but I don't think I'll ever be there. I think the last one, I kind of shoveled the last dirt. I'll still be trying to get my last pump in. So, and I'm training hard. I get tickled because he comes up with so many different things. We were talking about the explosive use of the bands and working on my body, and my legs need to be on point, and that's where my goal is. I historically, the funny part is when I first started training with Coach was that I was going after that back. I wanted the back. So it's not to say my back is exactly where I want it to be. It still needs to work. I think that's, again, an ongoing thing, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with my arms. We talk about arms. And, you know, women, I will tell you, you can get rid of the wings, you know, this part here, and you can do that. Because, or the waves, however you want to put
Whatever
them.
you want to put it.
Yeah, because
That's gonna work it on.
you just, like anything else, you have to eat properly. That's when you learn to eat clean. That's where he refers to the meal plan. And also put in that extra workout when it comes to your body. Don't just sit it to the side and hope and pray it's going to happen. I tell the women at the facility, wherever you left off when you left the last time, I want 5% more when you come back.
Wow.
Give me just 5% more, and that makes a difference. It makes a difference. It makes a difference in your spirit also.
Right, but I'm not where I am, where I want to be in my meal plan, and also I want to take down 40 more pounds. But one thing I can say, if I did not have the support of you all, the women at Transform, I really don't know what I would do. Because you all encourage me, and sometimes you will get discouraged, and I'm just going to tell it like it is, but because of, you know, hearing Coach voice and the women saying you could do it and you can get rid of the wings that you're working on, and you give me that support that make me believe in myself. And sometimes, you know, other people, it's just like being a junkie. You know, I can't tell a junkie anything because I don't know anything about that.
Gotcha.
But I know about me trying to lose weight, and I know that you all know about what I'm trying to do to lose weight. So that encouragement, as somebody that have already done it before, have lost the weight, over 110 pounds, and it makes me realize, some of them 60, 90, it makes me realize that I could do it.
Absolutely.
That I can do all things through Christ that strengthen me, but I need the support of the transformed women.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the things that's special about the facility. We encourage one another. Everybody has their own personal
That's
goals,
true.
but ultimately our goal is just to get better.
Right.
Just to get better.
And you know, I like that because you would think, oh, you're just trying to sell Transform. No. Because once you get there, it's like you have to experience it yourself. Because you know the struggle that you have, and when somebody else say to you, I know what you're going through, and they really mean it, and you see a before picture and an after picture, that really encourage you. So I really thank you all for that. I really thank Coach for that, really.
Well, you know, both of the ladies mentioned a couple of times in their talking and facilitating in regards to the show is they talked about the struggles. It's the food is probably obviously the most important part about it, but from the holistic perspective, I will give the food, people say 70-75%. I'll give the food about 50%, and that's even a huge margin. Here's where I throw in other numbers. I give the believing and understanding your trainer 20%. Here's the other larger piece of this puzzle. The 30% that's missing from the total equation to make it 100% is believing. It's just believing, and you know, you look at it from both a standpoint of principle, from a biblical perspective. God himself talks about the power of belief, that whosoever believeth in me. He didn't say whoever understands me, whoever knows me, but he talks about the believing in him. And so the power to believe in him, to understand, and for you to believe in your trainer, and then here's the other significant thing, to believe in yourself. And that's what's going to be important, because Denise talked about her journey in competition, and we don't want to make this show about just competitors, but that's not what Denise is trying to do. She's just telling you about what she has to do, the plan she has to stick to, what she's aspiring to do. I constantly allow things to evolve with her training. I teach her plyometrics, band resistance training. I teach her explosive movements, functional training. So she does a plethora of things in regards to preparing for the show, more than just weights, because if you come to Transform, there's not a whole bunch of weights at Transform, you know, that you would normally see at a gym. But it's about getting the women to obviously believe, but at the same time, take them through some drills and stuff that's happening. There's a television documentary, quite honestly, or news documentary that's coming up that Denise is going to be profiled in coming up in the next couple of weeks, and we'll tell you more about that. But you know, tell our listening audience real quickly. But let me throw this commercial in, even though before we go to the commercial, I want you to realize and recognize, because you don't have to adjust your television sets, that you're talking to somebody that's over 52 and 61. Again, do not adjust your tele. It's not the contrast. It's not the lighting in your TV. You know, your TV's not on the blink. This is not some cardboard images that have been set up. These are women who, even in their 50s and 60s, are working hard. And in her modesty, and then maybe she'll share a little later, Vivian's didn't talk about her bout with diabetes and her, let me put it this way, her fight with diabetes, and Denise, the other medical issues in which she faced. But just tell the people a little bit, Denise, start with you in regards to how you feel and the importance of being on this meal plan and your struggles with it as you talked about.
It's a daily thing, and you get up and you focus on what you want to do. We do it anyway. I choose to focus on living and being healthy. I choose to focus on getting up in the morning, I eat my oatmeal or whatever is on meal plan, and just take it from there. My critical time of the day is anytime after 6 o'clock, probably the last meal, even though we have an 8 o'clock snack, because that's when you get tired and it's like, it's a habit. You go downstairs and get that last snack. And mine is, he's laughing. Mine is nuts, so you can see me nuts in my hands, but it's a daily thing. But the other side of that is a promise, you know? And I put my trust in God, and so I said, okay, God, we got this from here. If you got this from here to here, I got it the next day. That's all I ask, just take care of from 6:45 when I'm finishing my meal, washing my dishes, to when I go to bed, and get up the next day, I'm good. I'm good. And that's what grounds me. And then I feel better. I know that in comparison, and we had this conversation at the last competition, is that you get excited because they're allowing you that, after you get off the stage, you get to eat whatever you choose to eat. And your head is like, oh my gosh, what? So you start, they laugh because they had literally a piece of cheesecake in the car that I didn't have any utensils for, but you better believe not one drop was left.
Wow.
But you realize, or I've realized, the last time I got off the stage is, you know what, if I don't get to eat this time, what I really, really want to taste? Okay, so I have a hamburger. I'm done. So guess what? That means the next time I work hard, guess what? Maybe it's not a hamburger, maybe it's ice cream. It's there. It's not going anywhere. You don't have to eat as if you don't have a tomorrow, because God promises me tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So guess what? It'll be there tomorrow. And if it's not, I'm okay anyway.
And remember, it's weight management. Most programs talk about weight loss, and I tell people all the time, losing weight is not a goal. You can get sick and lose weight, but it's weight management. Well, how many people you know, and be truthful and honest about it, that you know that have lost 10, 15, 20, maybe a considerable amount of weight, but they put it back on because they didn't understand the process on how to manage losing the weight, and then through that process also being motivated and educated to keep the weight off. So this is one of the things that we do at Transform. We constantly letting things evolve, but teaching young people and teaching people how to turn around and stay within the realm of the guidelines of what you've been given to you, so that you can be heart healthy. And that's just our focus. And Vivian, you can tell a little bit about the fact that
when you said heart healthy, what I do with my meal plan is I think about it's 8 of us in the family, 10 with my mom and dad. My father passed with diabetes. Both of his legs was amputated. Mother had a heart attack. 6 of us now have, some have type 1 diabetes. I have type 2 diabetes. So when I think about my diabetes and how it affects my whole family, it really gives me, I have to think about what I'm doing, because what I found out since I've been at Transform, though, that really the thing that I found out even with my family and with being at Transform, I found out that with the diabetes, most people is really in denial. They don't want to believe that they have diabetes. They want to think that they could still eat the same thing. They could still eat the fried foods. And so with that denial, I see it in my family. They still eating the fried fish and the fried chicken and eating all the rice and things that we're not supposed to be eating. So they think that the insulin and the pills is a cure-all. And really it's just simple about just planning, staying on your meal plan, and just thinking about what you're doing if you want to live. I don't want to have a heart attack. It's the complications to diabetes that actually when my father passed, he also had his kidneys just fail. And that was because of the diabetes. So with me, it's a struggle because I know that I want to live. I have to stay on my meal plan. I'm not where I am, but I constantly think about what do I have to do to keep myself going and living longer so I won't have the complications. And one of them is realizing that I do have diabetes and that I do have to work on my diabetes and stay on my meal plan.
Beautiful. Let me tell you right now, we're going to go to a break and we're going to come back. But I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to talk about some of the upcoming things for Transform, our recent tour to DC, which was phenomenal. And again, some of the great things that's coming up that we're doing both in-house, but also the wonderful things that we're doing in the community, i.e. the donation that we made because of the banquet. All right? So listen, you out there in the viewing audience, do me a favor. I want you to go get you a healthy snack, take your time, come on back, don't touch that dial, and we thank you, and would be remiss not to thank you again for allowing us into your living room to be able to share with you not only what Transform Health and Fitness is doing, but some of the things that we're doing now and then that are up and coming. So give us a second, get your healthy snack, meet us back here in about 60, maybe a little more, a little less, and we will be right back. Now, brother.
You should tell them how to be controlled back there.
And welcome back to the second segment of Transform Health and Fitness Ministries LLC, our health and fitness program. My name is Coach Calvin Moore, and I'm here along with our resident trainer Denise, as well as special guests and team Transform advisor Vivian, Reverend, Dr. Master Cuckoo. And she's here, and I said this the last time before we went off the air. You know, it's not about adjusting your television set. We've got 52 and 61 in the here in the studio, and 62?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Excuse me, Vivian. I apologize sincerely. I will pay you off here for this mistake. Vivian is 62. Denise is 52, headed to 53 in July. And it's a phenomenal thing. And we only mention that for this reason. Well, let me just put it this way. We mention that for this reason because you can do anything at any age. And it's wherever your mind wants to lead you. That's why I Transform. It's about renewing your mind. It's about rededicating yourself to health and fitness. When we look over the many words of both of advice and of acknowledgement in the Bible, it says that we were fearfully and wonderfully made. And so if we go back to our roots and go back to that benchmark and go back to that place, you know, we have to keep the trend of fearfully and wonderfully made consistent and go back to, as we utilize the language in 21st century, everything is deja vu. So we just all in going back. Just to quickly, we went to our staff. We went to DC a couple of weeks ago, and Denise was there. And Denise actually was we went into Neiman Marcus, and her and Sonia, they were there. And Denise went in there with her arms out. As you see, she has her arms out today. I'm not sure where she developed or bought these arms from. She has those arms, and we caused a total ruckus at Neiman Marcus, and the people were excited and were just trying to figure out what they do and the talent and what they do for a living. And so it's a wonderful thing that, you know, when you go places and your self-esteem, your self-confidence is elevated because of how you look. And again, we talk about motivation and educating people. That's the trend of what happened to Transform. Let me give you this number, and I'll give it to you again before we leave off the air. But if you're interested in talking with Coach, coming in for a free consultation, call us at 860-250-9314. That's 860-250-9314. Or check us out on Instagram at Coach Calvin, Calvin spelled Kelvin. Our website is www.transformed, life, LYFE.com. And we're on Twitter as well. So, we're just really trying to get us out there. Go to my Facebook and you'll see some of the interesting and unique drills that we do. Again, body weight, band resistance, and those types of things that we do over at Transform. So, Vivian, why don't you tell us, what you got planned up and coming and how good God has been to you and, what you plan to do next when it comes to your level of fit.
I'm planning on losing 40 more pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And because I travel a lot, in speaking engagements with ministry, that's basically what I'm working on is me, and I want to really do more speaking with people with diabetes, so that they can realize that, like we were saying earlier about the complications, but also the denial that most of us have, that we can continue to do the same thing that we've been doing, and that most diabetes could be controlled if it's type 2 diabetes through food and exercise. So my A1C when I started out was 12. Now that I've been with Transform, it's to 5. So it's like I don't even have diabetes, but I'm not in denial. So I know that I can't go back to my old way of doing things. So right now I want to stay focused on what I'm doing, and I like the fact that I like coming to Transform instead of 2 times a week, 3 times a week.
Here we go, trying to rush the process. Like the kid that's trying to sneak in the room and open the present 2 weeks before Christmas. But Transform can be very addictive, and Vivian's just done a remarkable job. She touched on the weight loss. She's done about the 70 plus pounds in a matter of months, 8 months or so, 9 months, and she's still dropping her weight down, which is a phenomenal thing. And again, more than just the losing the weight, but getting more clarity and being in tune with God and her own senses and people around her. And so the social life elevates itself as well once you really pinpoint the power of the mind when it comes to the physical point. So Denise, just tell us a little bit about what I know we already talked about, you got your upcoming show and that type of stuff. The message of hope that you'd like to give to all the women who are out there, they're looking to come to Transform, that might see this show and say, we've seen her before, they've talked about that before, but something fresh that you could give to them to help them understand that we are serious about our business at Transform.
First, see all these women back here? It's not even about me anymore, as far as Coach was saying that it's not about competition, because women have a stage of life they need to get ready for. And what I will tell you out there, for me, is just about taking care of yourself. And like I said, women are the cornerstone of life in a lot of ways. And I want you have to be strong. Think about it. Cornerstone supports a building. We're supporting so much. If we're weak in our heart, if we're weak in our spirit, if we're weak in our beliefs about who we are and where we are, then that means that the building that we are supporting, i.e. our families, in some cases, if you're a supervisor at a job or whatever it is, that's also going to be weak also. So come in to get that strength, and I'll make it a challenge for you. Come in to take care of yourself. How dare you not take care of yourself? How dare you?
That's really the bottom line,
Yeah.
to come in and take care of yourself. We always talk about transforming our lives is what everybody should do. We understand wholeheartedly, though, that transformed is not for everybody. It's very high impact, functional training. The intensity is major. It's not any of the other disciplines or self-disciplines and other groups, and the names need not be mentioned because, again, we stay in our lane. But the reality of it is that if you're looking to come and transition and transform, we talk about Denise and we talk about her titles, but she's won 6 in a little over a year. And Vivian's process as far as her transformation didn't take long either. And that's the thing about it. It's a non-exact science, but when you want to come to your support staff to kind of find out what you need to do, we can make it all happen for you. And here's the other thing. 80% of our clients are female. We deal with from the 16-year-old to 60 to 66 to 86. And that's on both ends of the spectrum. You just have to come visit it to see, because again, it's not a gymnasium. I want to stress that. It's not a gym. You're not going to come in, we're not going to try to sell you the equipment. But what we will do is that when you come in, we will give you the best service possible.
I believe Transform is for everybody, Coach.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is because you really don't have no respect of person. It's what your mindset is.
Mhm.
And if your mindset is serious about doing what you need to do, it's open. But you the one that have to make that choice and that decision that I'm tired of being the same old way that I've been being out. I want to live. I want to be refreshed. I want to get myself back to who I know I am, both physically, spiritually, and naturally. So I think that it is for everybody. I think that it's the challenge is about you. If you want to make that challenge and that change, that's what I believe, Coach.
Well, when you say, or when I say it's not for everybody, and I understand what you're saying, I don't mean that in any discriminatory way whatsoever.
Right.
I just mean that when people come in and they find and see what we do and how we do it, and how we do it, they'll turn around and you won't have to tell them. They'll tell you, this is not for me, he's a little nuts. The gray-haired guy with the flip-flops, and then even the young lady over there who's training, she's just as intent. It's time for me to exit stage left and I'm hit this door. And that's what they themselves say, even sometimes non-verbally. I've had enough and I'm not coming back here. And God bless y'all. And don't make me too mad. But that's what I mean when I talk about that. But I totally understood what you're talking about. And we'd be remiss again, and we've said a couple of things, but not to say hello to all the Team Transform and all their family. And as I said again, all the beautiful women at Transform. I just want to talk about this, and not to give price, but we thought about something very wonderful to do. On Saturday, we made a donation to one of our clients whose son's dealing with autism. And so we have the Circle of Champions coming up. That's in September. And all the proceeds from that are going to go to support the Autism Foundation and kids who are in trouble. Because I always want to make sure that I'm giving not only my 10% and from the standpoint of tithing, but to give to people who are in need. Because this is a mission. This is our mission, to equip the soldiers, get you ready for the mission at hand. So Denise, without further ado, we did it. We brought Vivian, and she overtalked us the whole show. But that's okay. We are just elated and excited about what's going to happen down the road. And why don't you just share with the people what you feel, especially the women, to come on down and see you for a free consultation.
Please, come down. I issue a challenge, that means I'm there. So when you come to the door, come looking for me, we'll take care of business without question. But I also want to do this because my coach is being very humble. He always tells us we're being humble. He's about to get on the road again,
Oh my God.
We're doing that international thing, and you haven't shared anything about that also.
You are going to host this show next year because y'all act like y'all so scared until those lights come on and then y'all start over talking me. If you notice the first part of the show, which was only 20 minutes, you notice I only talked like 3 minutes. 17 minutes of watching my watch. So both of them were over there having a ball. Jay was like, and you're right, yeah, and you're right, Denise. Coach is sitting over here. But Denise talks about our international flavor. And God has been kind to us. As a matter of fact, one of the young ladies that was at the anniversary event was up from New Jersey with her husband. Mm-hmm. We're actually going to be training them June 1st. I haven't told you this yet, but the first weekend of June, they want us to come down to New Jersey and work with them for a couple of days. And I'm actually headed to Ghana, West Africa, the first weekend of August. And I'll be back in Brazil. Date not yet set. I was going to do it in June, but we have some other obligations. And then I've told the client that wants me to come with her, which is to Colombia, that I'm targeting September. So I'm trying to space it out that I'm not missing too much time from the facility. But at the same time, even if I am, Denise and others, helping to facilitate and perpetuate kingdom and getting people in the best shape of their lives. So, you're absolutely right. It's an international flavor at Transform. We've got a lot of people who inbox me all day. I'm new to Facebook. I've got about 1,000 friends in about maybe 10 weeks. And so that's about 100 friends a week. And I'm only doing it for the sake of, promoting the business on my Facebook site. So if you want to look me up on Facebook and befriend me, it gives you an opportunity to get an introspection and insight of some of the drills and the before and afters that we put on Facebook. But every single day, we're always getting inboxes and we're always getting requests. Do you train here? Can you come to our state? Can you come to our country? And so people are really picking up on that through the process of both Facebook and Instagram. And so I'm delighted and I'm excited. God has been so kind to us. Circle of Champions coming up September 13th at 7 o'clock at the Hilton. And that's where we honor 5 women for their outstanding achievements in Transform. December 3rd, I believe it is, 2000 is our annual bowling event where we're going to be giving away monies, and we always have a good time and fun. And we give tons of toys out to kids. I mean, you may say to me, you know, it's May, and why is he mentioning that event? Well, we'll be mentioning it because we have several shows to tape as we go forward, but at the same time, just kind of keeping it refreshed in your mind so that you'll be able to do that. Last and parting words, Vivian, you know, thank you again for coming out.
You're welcome.
And,
Thank you for having me.
You know, Vivian did not talk about it much, but Eve, her hair care and skin products business, is actually a partner of Transform, and all of us use her lotion, as you can see. You know, my hands are looking a lot better this week on the taping because we utilize.
Take your shoes off.
Yeah, no. She said, "Take my shoes off." See, this is what I mean. You know, they're gonna moderate the show next time. I might not even show up. But again, you know, Vivian is the president and CEO of eBay. Look her up on her Facebook site.
Yes, please.
And her products are phenomenal, and they're for every nook and cranny and part of your body.
Made in America.
That made in America. That's an outstanding
That's
testimony
Yeah.
to share, and testament. And Denise, again, you'll see her. What she'll accomplish from here, we're not totally sure. She's, you know, won just about everything it is, probably even the camera that I'm looking into. We just don't know yet. Her show is coming up June 22nd, after which, you know, she's gonna take a break for a minute. She's a phenomenal poser. If you come to the facility, you know, we have a one-stop shop. She designs her own suits. Denise is very, very talented, and she talks about humility, but those things are the things for her as well. She's overcome. Her testimony is powerful. Look for her because she's already mentioned it in some of these upcoming women's seminars and women topics, talking about women's topics that's going to help to enrich you and enlighten you regarding health and fitness. And again, this is Coach. Our number is 860-250-9314. Come by, call for a free consultation, and look us up on our website, which is www.transformed, TRANSFORMED, for life.com. And we'll be giving you the information, if you look on our website, 2 other things phenomenal that's happening to help to perpetuate the positiveness and the ministry of Transform. Denise is actually going to be on Fox 61 News in about a week or so and talking about her story and what's going on with her. And I'll be doing a 3-part story in the Huffington Post, which is the largest internet newspaper in America. And we're going to be talking about some of the things that we do at Transform. It's 32 years in this business, but I say that not from the perspective of seniority, but sincerity in what I do. Remember to always have compassion for people. Stay on your meal plan, make sure you're eating properly and doing the right things, because people are living longer. The question becomes the quality of life. How are you going to live? And for myself, for Denise, and for Vivian, and all Team Transform, and the clients who are not here, these beautiful women in the background, there will be a calendar coming out, so you better make sure you keep your eyes out for that, and all the proceeds from that are going to go to support the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. We do a lot of work with them. But for us here in the studio, we thank you again for tuning in and taking time to listen to what we've done and what we're sharing. You'll hear more about us. Thank you so much. God bless you. Remember, if there is no challenge, there can be no change. God bless.
God bless. Thank you.